Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I'm just going to repeat a comment that I received from somebody named Skittlez. Has a channel only for a few months and only responds twice to my video. The last video that I posted about the FISA 702, Republican Luna, and then about Travis Sparks. Evidently, this loser lives in the neighborhood and is copying the former owner's two adult children. I think they're in their 70s or 80s at this point. They know damn well what's going on in this property. I've already told them. So I don't know what this little Skittlez is doing. It doesn't matter. The property's not theirs anymore. It's mine. I'm the one that found all the documents on the property. Period. I'm the one that found all the photos that weren't taken. Period. I'm the one that found a lot of things on this property that were not removed. So I know a lot about the former owner that all you losers don't know. Period. And don't go telling me what's going on in my property because I already know. And show your face, Skittlez. Who are you? What's your name, Skittlez? Are you that poopynurse.com under another name? Because she can't help herself stalking me. She creates profile after profile after profile. She just can't help it. Stalks me on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. She's obsessive and compulsive. She's got a problem. So is that you? Or somebody related? Just don't bother me anymore. You're blocked from my channel, and so are your comments. So anyway, for the record, that loser said that nothing happened to that barn. It wasn't flooded. Excuse me? I've lived here for 6 years. That barn was flooded at least twice, and once before I moved here. In fact, somebody told me that it was flooded so badly that the contents of my barn were flooding down the county road. You want to know why? Because the county culvert was never moved. It was never angled properly. So it was pointed towards my property and towards my 100-year-old barn that was flooded before I purchased the property and twice since I'd had it. So don't go spreading lies and rumors about my property that I've lived on for 6 years. I know exactly what's going on here. Don't gaslight me either, because you're part of the problem. You're part of the criminal network here in Jackson County, Kentucky. And just for the record, I'll show you here what's going on here. No denying. This is what Judge Gabbard ordered. Cement. Where all that cement was, that used to be grass, as I showed you in the photos earlier. Here, it used to be rock. This has been widened by the perpetrator criminals and has provided me with less land surface here because they have targeted the land here with directed energy weapons or something. You can see it right here. See it right here? This has elevated more than a foot. In fact, probably in August, when this water subsides, I will go down and take an accurate measurement of how high this has become. And you can see here, there's foliage here. The slop mess here, right here. That trash that was dumped is still on the county road because the county is so good. They care so much about their roads that they have no problem dumping trash all over it. It's just symbolic, a projection of who they are, trash. Okay, so don't go leaving those nasty comments for me. You're part of the problem. And here, I'm just going to show you, this is the flat out truth. This is what's going on here. This is all dug up here. The photos are undeniable. I'm so glad that Travis left behind the legacy that he did. The legacy that he created on his own by his own hands, and nobody gave a crap about him. Everybody said that they loved him and everything. Nobody did a damn thing for him. Everybody just wanted and wanted from him. And I failed to mention that when the Scarlet gave me a laundry list of all the things that she was interested in on my property, you know what I did? I actually gave her a vintage metal slider, probably worth $500 or $600. Right? I gave it to her. I also gave her one of Travis Sparks' vintage hats. And I forget, like a derby hat, in the box and everything. Gave it to her. I gave my other neighbor diagonally across the street blue mason jars and vintage irons. The old irons they used to use. So, all you losers around here, I've already paid my dues here, and you guys are going to be pay up in karma. Karma's coming for all you fuck-ups. And I'm not just saying that because I have anything to do with it. That's just the laws of the universe. I have given to you guys. I have tried to make the community and this beautiful property work again in memory of Travis, because I saw what he created and what he wanted, and all you guys war against me. Slander, defamation, denial of services, taking cards under the table, signing non-disclosure agreements. You don't think I know what's going on here? Besides the fact that I'm probably 20 years older than most of you guys, and I'm educated, okay? I've been through this rodeo, and I know what's going on. So don't go telling me all your bullshit, okay? Because if I got any one of you in court opposite each other, I would squash you all in a heartbeat. And I don't even know the friggin' law. I just know the truth. Okay? So, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I'm walking on my beautiful property, gorgeous land. In spite of the vandalism, in spite of all the weed seeds that they poured down my driveway that I installed. And you could see from the other photos that there was no driveway here. But in spite of my being a single woman here, in my 60s, I did more on this property than any one of these people did ever in 6 years. Because there ain't one woman around here, not one, without her husband and her kids or whatever that could do what I did here. Not one. And I'm not just saying that because it's true. So anyway, and my guineas, they know it's true. See? They know that when I'm like on a roll, they start chiming in. So anyway, look at how beautiful it is here. The first dry day. I mean, I can't say, yes, we had sun, but they did spray the skies today. It's cloudy. And it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, like 80 degrees, so I'm excited. But this is what it looks like on a beautiful day. And it's been quiet because I'm sure their contracts have ended. And that's why I think it was T.I. Paladin. Don't quote me on this. I've read so many targeted individual books that said that targeted people move around too much. You need to stay at one location at least 4 years. And now I know why. Because in 4 years, you will collect so much evidence against these losers, and their contracts will end. It's sort of like, I mentioned that for 5 years, let me just show you. For 5 years, I had a very tall, bright security light beaming into my back living room window. And I'll get there and I'll show you. And I have demonstrated this on my channel repeatedly. From inside my house, from outside. And it was erected after I moved here. It did not exist before I moved here. But it was erected after I moved here. Remember, I lived at the top of the hill for May and June of 2019 and moved down here when my house was delivered in July of 2019. Actually, the middle of July. So I will show you here. My neighbor, who I've never met, I've never seen, never met. That neighbor right there with that barn belongs to my neighbor. Never met, never saw in 6 years. Has a security light, or had. That was erected after I moved here, beaming into my rear window. I mentioned that it just suddenly disappeared. It was around, don't quote me on this, either November or December of 2024, it disappeared. I believe at the same time as some contracts ended. But don't quote me on that. I'm just speculating on those possibilities because that's the way it works. There are contracts. The contracts don't last forever. The money doesn't last forever. And then what happens is a lot of these loser criminal neighbors, I've collected so much evidence against them that literally each one of them could be prosecuted if I had a fair jury. Every one of them would be charged with felony stalking, misdemeanors, trespassing, harassment for sure, menace, all of those things. And my neighbor next door for a vandalism of my gate and personal property. Absolutely for sure. In a fair court, every one of my neighbors would have been charged. And some of them would have actually had jail time. And maybe even prison. Okay? I'm just saying that for the record. Because I don't know who specifically is using the weapons on my property. Who used the weapons against my rooster bandit to burn that hole in his side, or to burn the hole in my cat Skittlez's face, to burn the hole in the side of Cheeks, the cat, or to burn the same hole in the side of my neighbor's dog, my neighbor who passed away, and then my neighbor diagonally across, Jezebel. She was caring for that dog, and I witnessed the hole in the side of that dog, the same hole, and the 3 other animals. So somebody here is using a weapon on animals that causes a burn mark, a hole. Bandit is the only one that did not die. The rooster, believe it or not, Bandit is the only one that didn't die. When I posted his photo online next to Skittlez, Bandit was stolen. Never saw him again. They had to collect the evidence. And speaking of evidence, they punctured a hole in my vinyl siding here. They also punctured holes in every one of my underpinnings here. That's right. And of course, they'll blame a landscaper. They'll blame somebody else. Oh, it's plausible denial. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. And for that Skittlez, you're banned from the channel. I'm sure you'll create a new one and try to view what's going on. And I don't really care because every time you leave a comment like that, you'll be banned. We tell the truth on my channel, and you don't know the truth of what's going on here. Or if you do know the truth, you're trying to distort it and lie. And yeah, go ahead and contact Travis's 75 and 80-year-old sons. I've told them what's going on here. Do you think they care? If they cared, they would have kept the property. If they cared, they would have kept it in the family. They wouldn't have divided it up. They don't care. They wanted to sell it. They wanted to sell it, all of his vehicles. And who can blame them? They don't live here. They live in another state. I don't blame them one bit. But don't go blaming me for anything. I know what's going on here. And like I said, I learned so much about this man from cleaning out these buildings. I have found written letters, letters that he's written, letters he's received from women hitting on him after his wife died, please. Letters that he wrote to the county about sharing expenses with maintaining the county creek. Yeah, I found those letters too. I found everything. Don't go tell me I don't know what's going on here. I do. I had his clothing. I was in his house. I have his photos, his photo albums. And this town, this county, literally, I'm not a spitter like all the disgusting people around here, but literally, figuratively, I spit on all you perpetrators here for destroying the legacy of Travis E. Sparks, who was once allegedly a pillar of the community. But one last thing, and that's another reason why I will be moving from here. It's because all these criminals know this property inside and out. They've been here before. Travis gave tours. He gave tours of all the buildings. The local internet company gave tours, interviewed him. He was allegedly a celebrity, and he was a lovely, lovely, sweet man with an amazing sense of humor, and he could write poetry. He was multi-talented, the kind of person that intelligence agencies love to target. Adorable, creative, successful, independent, thinks outside of the box, not like anybody that lives around here. Maybe that's why I was led to this property, because Travis and I are a lot alike. Of course, he's a man and I'm a woman, but I found out so much. He left empty peanut butter jars in the buildings that he built, empty jelly jars. Well, like I'm a peanut butter girl, let me tell you. Applesauce, he'd have empty applesauce containers. And that's what he ate here. And that's why he was so healthy, healthier than anybody around here. That's why he got to live to the age of 96, looked as good as he did. There ain't anybody around here that's going to live to 96. I'll tell you flat out. Anyway, and what do you have to say for yourself? And just a reminder, I will have the live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, give or take a few minutes. Because what I've noticed, because the weather's nicer and it's not been raining, the guineas have been going in a little bit later, which drives me nuts. Like, they've been going in like 9:30 at night. So please give me some extra time. I will, if I'm late, what I'll do is I'll open up the chat, and you can go in there and chat amongst yourselves. Maybe I'll put on music or something or set it up, but I may or may not be there. Oh, no, don't kiss him. He's a stranger. All right, I'm going to sign off for now.